So erectile dysfunction is a much bigger issue than a lot of people like to admit. The main reason is because guys don't seek treatment for it because it's a little taboo. They don't want to go to the doctor to have that uncomfortable conversation. Well, you still want to get it fixed, and that's where today's video sponsor, Roman, comes in. Erectile dysfunction is more common than you think. 52% of men over 40 experience erectile dysfunction at some point. Even worse, about 75% of those guys don't seek treatment. That's why Roman has made it easy to chat with a doctor online. With Roman, you get medical care for ED, if appropriate, from the comfort and privacy of your own home. You can handle everything online in a convenient, discreet manner. Getting started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/SSR and complete an online visit. If your doctor decides treatment would be appropriate, they can prescribe genuine medication that can be delivered in discreet packaging right to your door with free 2-day shipping. Erectile dysfunction can be tough to tackle, but it's really important to get checked out. With Roman, it's easy to connect with a doctor. So to get your free online visit and free 2-day shipping, visit GetRoman.com/SSR. There's a link right below in the description. That's GetRoman.com/SSR. What's up, guys? Rob Ferrari. I got a shave. Didn't do my hair yet. You know, I bought my new clippers and I did my kids' hair and I didn't like the way they cut. So I don't know. We're up in the air as to what I end up doing. But if you check out over here, I've been organizing stuff. These are all DVDs and Blu-rays. Those are Blu-rays, Super Speeders 3, 5. These are DVDs 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7, 1, 2. We got them all, and I want to get rid of some of them. So the first 100 people, if you go on superspeedersmerch.com, there is a link in the description. The first 100 people to buy those will be eligible to get my Ferrari 360. I ordered my challenge grill. So when I take it off, I'm going to give one of you, or one of those people that buy those, the back of my Ferrari. And it makes excellent wall art, because that can be yours. This whole thing, not the lights, but you don't need the lights. You can actually get the lights or something on eBay, because I have another one over here, and it's actually pretty cool that you can use the mounting holes for that. And then you could drill it right into the wall, and then you could put the lights in it. So you can have that as like probably one of the better pieces of wall art that somebody can ask for. And maybe I'll get a horse for this one and give this away. But I was going to use this for my wall art for my podcast studio. But see, you can just zink, flush into the wall for the outside ones. That's pretty cool, right? So speaking of my Ferrari, which is over there, today we're going to talk about why you don't drive over your boss's Ferrari with a truck. And I'm going to use this tripod. So if you come with me, I'll set you up and we'll talk about it. So I have a Ferrari. It's a lovely Ferrari. I like it. And I'm also a boss. And when I say a boss, I employ people. And if one of my employees drove over my car, I would be very upset for a minute. And then I would go get another one. And that's not saying that to be arrogant or anything like that. That's just how it works. This is all stemming from a guy in Chicago. He was a truck driver or something. He worked for a trucking company. The stories vary as to why he was disgruntled, but he got fired. Again, this is the official story. He got fired, then he took an 18-wheeler and drove over his boss's GT4 Lusso. Now, if you remove the fact that he did the guy a favor by driving over a GT4 Lusso, which is a terrible car, and just look at the fact that the guy may have liked it and it was his Ferrari that was driven over by a truck, you can see just why I would sort of be upset, because I like this. Other people may not like it because it's a 360 and not a 488 Pista. But to me, I enjoy this car, and it's harder to replace this car than the GT4 Lusso, because nobody really wants a GT4 Lusso. They buy them because they have to get on the list to get other Ferraris. Long story. But here's why this was a really stupid move, and if you ever find yourself in a position to try to get even with a boss or something like that, you don't do it. And you think you're getting one over, you rage out, and you're like, and you drive over your boss's Ferrari. Bad move. Boss's Ferrari's got insurance. Boss gets new Ferrari. You have no job. You get arrested. You go to jail. If you don't have insurance that covers it or something like that, you may end up paying for that for the next 20 years of your life. That's not very good, right? And then nobody's going to want to hire you. You're the guy in the news rage quitting by driving over a car. and you look like quite the hothead, and that really never gets anyone anywhere. The guy whose initial reaction is just like, and just start throwing fists, not really going to get anywhere in life, and that is apparent from this situation. There is no situation or no aspect of this that boss didn't go home and be like, hey, some guy just drove over my Ferrari at work today. Yeah, the dealership's going to sell me another one. The insurance is writing a check, or this guy's insurance is writing a check. That guy's life is ruined. This guy's life, which you think you're ruining, you're not. You're driving over a car. Very stupid. It's the same people that like key cars or do anything like that as a malicious thing. Now, might retribution against this employer be justified? Yes. There's stories on Reddit that said the guy wasn't being paid, which is very possible. Trucking companies not paying their guys, very common problem, but that doesn't entitle you to go drive over a car. Then the other thing is that he wanted a new truck, but he was forced to drive an old truck. Also, like, I get it. The illusion here isn't good. The image that you're giving off when you're driving a Ferrari, but you can't pay your employees, like that I can understand as being something that would make you angry. But as an employee, you can go, every state has a division of labor, which you can go there, and they will go after. If that guy took all the money out of the company and bought a Ferrari with it, they will go after him personally and take that to pay you your wages. That's one way of doing it. You don't rage quit because now you're not getting paid. You're going to have to pay back the Ferrari or the insurance company or something, and then you're going to have to pay for a lawyer to get your ass out of jail, and that's very stupid. So don't rage quit and do that. The other option is, or the other story, and none of these are sort of confirmed because I didn't really care enough to get too deep into it, but the other option was that the guy didn't get to drive a newer truck versus an older truck. Who cares? Like, and I don't know how that resulted in him getting fired. Maybe he got in an argument with his boss, which again wouldn't surprise me. The trucking world, it's guys that live in the moment, so to speak, and they're not so long-sighted. They're very short-sighted. It's like, I rather do this today or I rather you pay me $30 an hour. If you don't pay me $30 an hour, I'm going to sit here and not work. How about that? And then somebody else gets the job for $25 an hour. So like, it's stuff like that. And then this guy who said he wouldn't work for less than $30 an hour is not making $1. So there's a lot of that in that sort of level of employment. But again, there's no reason like to damage something. Either his insurance may have been paying for it, the company insurance may have paid for it. Somebody paid for the car. There's no positive outcome from being a hothead and damaging something like that. It just doesn't get you anywhere. It's very silly. And trust me, I've been in a position when I was working for Beverly Hills Rent-A-Car after they bought Gotham Dream Cars. They agreed to pay me something, and they fell behind significantly, and then they decided they wanted to walk away from it. Well, what about this? What about that? And by the time the dust settled, they owed me like $60,000 plus expenses that I laid out for their company. I'm like, look, and then they wanted to negotiate. I'm like, if I spent $15,000 of my own money to pay for your stuff, you pay me that back. There's no negotiating. I'm not going to take $7,000. And ultimately, I went to the Division of Labor. The Division of Labor only in New Jersey has a hard limit of $30,000. The guys at Beverly Hills dissolved their companies or whatever. I don't know where it ended up. It's still maybe in court, may not be in court. I don't expect to ever see the money. Let's leave it that way. But I didn't go in there and drive a car through the front door of the shop. It makes no sense to do so. It doesn't get me anywhere. The only place it gets me is on the news. So don't be like that guy. Be like me. You take your recourse. You go after the stuff, especially wages. Wages are protected. So if the guy did get screwed out of money, and I've seen it, I know 100 people that haven't paid their guys when they were supposed to get paid. I see it in the construction world where I pay the contractor and he doesn't pay the guys, and they're calling me for money. Hey, he said you didn't pay him. Paid him the other day. He's got the money. If he doesn't pay you, that's not on me. So it's a very common thing. There's probably a solution out there. I'll leave that for a video way down the road. But when you see problems like that, there's solutions. And the same thing I saw in the trucking industry with the transport, guys not getting paid, brokers not paying out. And that's one of the things that put my transport company into our decision to close the transport company was that we weren't getting paid. All of the profits, we were operating profitably, but every single penny of the profits was written off as uncollectible from brokers that collected the full payment for the load and didn't pay the, just say, 85 or 90% that was supposed to go to the truck. So now we're delivering cars for free. That guy's making $1,000. We're supposed to be making $150, and he's supposed to pay us $850. Doesn't pay us. It's bad news, but again, you can't go smash his windshield in with a bat. It doesn't make any sense. There's recourse. Now, are we going to sue a bunch of little people or a bunch of people for a little amount of money, $1,000 here or there? It wasn't worth the effort. We decided that until that industry is fixed, we don't want to be in it. And that's the way to handle it. Don't rage quit. That's the moral of the story today. Don't rage quit. It's not a good move. And unless, like, I'm going to go out of left field here. Maybe the guy was just thinking that, like, he was doing the guy a favor by smashing up his GT4 Lusos, because the GT4 Lusso sucks. Just putting it out there. Hey, Rob, do you like four-seater Ferraris? Not a fan. Just saying. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. So you guys are familiar with my other company, Adventure Drives, right? Well, this year we've got 2 trips coming up. One, which is starting in Seattle and ending in Jackson Hole in July. That's going up through the Canadian Rockies, coming down through Banff, Yellowstone, Glacier National Park, and Grand Teton National Park. It's going to be phenomenal. Also, we're going to be going to Scotland in October. We're going to be doing Scotch distilleries, playing golf at St. Andrews if you want to do that, walking around, seeing lakes, waterfalls, driving the North Coast. It's going to be an amazing trip. Prices start as low as $2,500 per person for the shorter trip in Scotland, about double that for the longer trip in July. If you're interested in going, check out the link in the description.